talk about supercharging because earlier this week on Tuesday, Tesla and Musk released a blog about an update on their approach to supercharging, and it's actually quite different. It's different than the way they used to talk about the supercharger and what their intention was for it. It's a slight difference, but it actually has a pretty profound impact. So let's take a look at this a little bit more depth. The key thing here that I take, well, I mean, they talk about expanding, and we sort of expected that. We know you're going to need more stations at each, or I mean, more chargers at each station. We knew that. We knew you're going to need more stations, and they're going to be doing that. They're basically filling out every highway and every freeway with chargers at reasonable distances to accommodate even the smallest batteries. But what's really interesting is two things, I think. One is what's actually at these stations, and here's one of the graphics that they provided. So you've got a myriad of chargers here, various Teslas, and then solar products, and then some giant curved background in the curved building in the background. Maybe that's Apple. But then you also have this Tesla Hangout Center, which is really interesting. That's completely different. Oh, I didn't even notice there's more chargers in the back here. But that's interesting. So now it's not just going to be chargers set up kind of along the way. It's also going to be almost more of a rest area or something. So you recharge while your car is recharging. And that'll be an interesting business model. I think they should really expand on that or partner with that, or some entrepreneur should get on this concept that Tesla owners are actually spending a decent amount of time at each of these spots. So if you provide the right amenities and stuff like that, you can really capitalize on that kind of revenue associated with having travelers come by. And then the second thing is the geography of these. So previously Tesla has really pushed these are only for long distance traveling. That's the intent. Yeah, it's free, so we can't, we're not going to stop you from using them as for filling up for commuting or something like that. But they're really meant for people on long distance travels who can't, charge at home or can't wait for a slower charger. But now that's shifting, and I think part of that is Model 3, and this will also open new markets for Model 3 as well, because they're shifting to now providing stations and encouraging charging in urban areas where it's not about long distance travel. It's actually more about access to charging, i.e. New York City or places like New York City. So a lot of people in apartments, people who don't have their own garage, or high density population areas can't just plug in overnight. Yeah, so here, the most convenient way to charge is to plug in overnight wherever you park. However, to better serve the needs of owners who are traveling or those who don't have access to reliable home charging, we will continue to aggressively expand our public charging networks. In addition, many sites will be built further off the highway to allow local drivers to change quickly when needed, with the goal of making charging ubiquitous in urban centers. So this is a pretty significant focus shift from discouraging local supercharging use, local charging, day-to-day commute charging, to now basically investing and building out infrastructure so that can happen. And they're definitely stressing urban areas due to access. I don't think this is going to be like a suburban thing or a country thing, because pretty much every house has electricity, so you can charge overnight. So they're still encouraging that, but they're going to make it much more feasible and a much more viable option for urban dwellers to own a Tesla and to use it in a very convenient manner. So that's really cool. And I also like how they specifically said that they're committed to expanding existing sites so drivers never have to wait to charge. And if you've ever charged in Northern California or Southern California, you know that's there was great rejoicing when that was read. Anyway, that's it. as always, I end up talking longer than I thought this was. It's a pretty simple thing, but I thought this was very interesting, the way their overtones and some of their direct statements are creating a shift in how they think about, how they invest in, and how we will be enjoying supercharging privileges. So that's it. Comments, questions, go ahead and yeah, mention whatever. Also the like button, so this video can get circulated around a lot. And yeah, any suggestions are welcome. Thanks for watching.